Hi Libra, it's me, Alex, and you have a card that has already started your reading. I'm here to bring you your weekly tarot reading. All right, well, King of Swords is Aquarius. I just finished Aquarius's reading. Let's see what else the universe has for you. Five of Swords. Somebody's making a decision to give up. King of Wands. This was a tough battle. Yeah, I get it. Two of Swords. Yeah, they didn't want to. I also kind of hear somebody didn't see something ending this way. Look at all these swords. Moses. And the Hanged Man. Yeah, the Hanged Man just kind of says to me, the perspective. I didn't see it happening this way is what I'm hearing. This to me feels like a conversation once and for all, or acknowledgement or realization once and for all. This is going to sound weird, but it almost feels like that there was some sort of not acknowledging the King of Wands. It's almost like ignoring or blocking this person once and for all. And I have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So this to me was almost like a conversation of closure, a final conversation. And maybe in the end, you don't necessarily know if angels are saying both parties had a difference of opinion, and that's okay, right? Yeah, look at these swords. Both parties had a difference of opinion. Maybe they felt things happen differently, right? And that's normal. Like, two people rarely ever see something in the same way, or feel about something the same and think about something in the same way, right? The Hanged Man for me is also being out of alignment, right? Being in limbo, being stuck, being at a standstill, like something was placed on hold, right? There's resistance here, standing your ground. This King of Wands put his foot down. I feel like this is multiple sides of one person, right? The King of Swords, Queen of Swords feels to me like there was some sort of conversation. There was some sort of meeting of the minds, okay? And I do kind of feel like maybe the Divine Feminine might have blocked the King of Wands because she felt like the king, he, she, them, they, feels like the King of Wands was not trying anymore. So it was almost like now finally they're on the same page. Another way I could say this, especially with the Hanged Man, and I'm getting chills, this feels unrequited like a mug. Okay. And we have balance here. We have balance here. I'll give to the Lover's card balance as well. But it was almost like letting bygones be gone, or somebody who, it was almost like they were acting first, like they weren't interested. They weren't keeping in contact. They weren't communicating as much. And maybe somebody was trying to hold on. This to me is almost like acknowledgement and realization. You know what? They're not speaking to me. I'm tired of calling. Let me just let it go. It's done. That's what at least this first line feels like. Because the King of Swords, he's very intelligent and he makes decisions based on that intelligence, right? That's Aquarius. So it's almost like there's absolutely no emotional filters. Emotions are not involved here. It's just straight logic and intellect. And with the Five of Swords, it was almost like somebody just felt defeated. It's like, you know what? This is not working out. This is not, nobody's watering this thing. Nobody's feeding this thing. So let me go ahead and start to walk away and move away from it. The King of Wands and the Seven of Wands, whomever you were passionate about, had feelings for, I just kind of feel like they stopped trying, or they were blocking you, or they were being resistant, or whatever it is that you wanted, they wanted the complete opposite. Two of Swords was in denial, for a long time. You didn't allow yourself to see this about this person. And then with the Queen of Swords, you're just like, you know what? They're not feeding my heart. Let me just go ahead and cut it off and let it go. The Hanged Man is almost like the aftermath, right? This might have been a fresh breakup or fresh acknowledgement or something fresh where the Hanged Man is like, you know what? Maybe I had it wrong all along, right? Maybe I was giving this person more credit, or maybe it was just a sexual relationship and I tried to make it be something else, right? That to me is what the Hanged Man's perspective is. It's almost like somebody was grossly either out of alignment or mistaken about whatever this relationship was. Five of Swords, finally giving up, letting it go, turning it loose, choosing yourself, choosing the love of self, practicing self-love. This King of Wands, playboy, playgirl, somebody who's non-committal, somebody who plays games, somebody who's selfish. Seven of Wands is almost like, okay, now that I realize who this person is, who didn't have these feelings for me, every time they try to come back in, you know what? I'm going to stand my ground and set my boundary. I deserve more. I deserve better. If you're going to be honest and truthful with me, and if you want to be with me, if you have feelings for me, then we could try and maybe work it out again. But if not, I'm done. I need to move on and find somebody who's more compatible. I don't know whose story that was, but by the way, you just spoke through me. Okay. The King of Swords, Five of Swords here just to me feels like somebody who tried to hold on for dear life, but had to call it, right? God forgive me. I don't mean this in a negative, morbid way, but you know how like when somebody dies and they call the time of death? I promise you that's what the King of Swords and Five of Swords feels like. Time of death, 1322, Five of Swords and the Lover's card. It was almost like maybe you thought this person was your soulmate. Maybe they thought you were their soulmate. Again, it feels unrequited, as in one person was choosing the other one, but the other one chose themselves. Somebody didn't see your value and worth. You know what I mean? This is double Libra right here. So for a lot of you, it was almost like, you know what? You don't have love for me? Guess what? I guess I really didn't have love for you. Because literally, how can you love somebody in a relationship? And I know about unconditional love, right? You don't necessarily need somebody to love you back to love them. I do acknowledge that, right? But in a personal relationship where the assumption is that the love is reciprocal, right? How can you continuously water them and love them and they're not giving you anything back? I mean, I do have the King and Queen of Swords on the table. So Libra, you're depicted as the Queen of Swords. If you were dealing with the King of Swords, it was like y'all were unloving each other together. Because it was like the love, maybe it was lust, maybe it was infatuation, maybe it was the sex. But I just kind of feel like there wasn't equal give and take here. Four of Pentacles, yeah, see what I'm saying? That just confirms that Four of Pentacles is holding on and clutching. Somebody was holding on to something they didn't want to let you, or maybe you didn't want to let someone go. Three of Swords, because that, by the way, this Three of Swords is the major reason why people get hurt, especially those people who stay in relationships longer than they should, right? Because then they wind up hurting themselves because they know they should have left a long time ago. And I feel like somebody was delaying walking away because they didn't want to get hurt. They didn't want they didn't want to acknowledge the truth. Temperance. This might have been a karmic, by the way. I don't know. That Temperance and the King of Wands to me kind of feels like, I feel like maybe the person you were dealing with, Libra, was a narcissist. Wow, Five of Wands. I'm also getting, and forgive me for this, but I'm also getting to maybe this person was really attractive. You know what I mean? And sometimes we will stay with somebody because they're cute. Like we feel like, oh my God, they're out of my league. Let me hold on. You know what I mean? But no, I feel like that's all maybe they had going for them was that they were very attractive. Five of Swords. So I have the Five of Swords here 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Nine of Pentacles, single. Not having enough. Being enough. Yeah, this to me kind of feels like somebody was, is King of Wands. Was maybe stringing you along. And you called it. It's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not sitting around waiting for you anymore. I have 5, 5, 5, 5. 4 5s on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4 5s on the table. Yeah, that makes sense to me, right? Because when you think about something, and keep up with me, Libra, the 4s in the tarot represents stability in a positive sense, or in a negative sense, stagnancy. You have 4 5s on the table. 5s represent change, right? So with four 5s on the table, it was almost like you were stuck in this cycle of thinking maybe something was going to change. Okay? And in limbo. Yeah, you have duality here, duality here, duality here, duality here with the divine masculine and feminine. You have duality there. You have duality here, even with Pisces. Yeah, it kind of feels like you kept going back and forth, wondering and wishing, wondering and wishing, wondering and wishing if something was ever, maybe if this person was ever going to reveal how they felt about you, but they didn't. So you had to call it quits. You're good enough. Wow. See what I'm wow. A new start is coming. So you're making the right decision, Libra. Conclusions are within reach. Boy, those are finale. Those are finale cards. Step out of your comfort zone. To me, the comfort was staying here in this situation, right? And mind you, most people look at readings for relationship information, right? But this doesn't have to be a relationship. This could be you staying at a job too long. This could be you, living at home too long with your parents, knowing you should have left a long time ago, right? This could apply to anything. But you have a lot of cards. I mean, as soon as I start putting the cards down, I saw sword, right? You have fire energy and you have water energy there. But, I know you're an air sign. But it's almost like you can't deny this anymore, Libra. It's time to see this person for who they are. See the fact that they're not a great match for you. Take care of yourself, love on yourself. And then, once you're healed, you can open up and receive the perfect person for you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. If the reading does resonate, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I love you. Bye.